Next Gen Trucking. If you notice, we have a booth in the atrium right behind Women in Trucking. And we've got a driving simulator. We have students here. We've had about 500 students come today on field trips. If you saw buses, we arranged that for the American Truck Show because we want to get young people excited about the trucking industry.
That's right. I love it.
All right, that is awesome, you guys. Just again, being in the room with these ladies right here, this is going to be some information that I hope that you guys will be able to take with you and put in our discussion as well. But just again, especially with the next gen section, with yours, I am excited about it for all of our young and youth people coming in, because not everybody have a path for graduating high school and going straight to college. Some people want to do other paths. So just being able to expose people and have that opportunity, I love it. Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and get started right away with our discussion here. All righty. And that was just to meet the host. I did get a chance to tell you guys about who I am once again. I am also a role-wise mentoring coach with the African American Women Trucking Association as well. Okay? And then you just met all of our panelists. And let's get right into the questions. All right. So with question number one, from your perspective, what is the biggest shift happening in the trucking and logistics right now? And how was leadership involved to meet the requirement, to meet the shift? What do you guys feedback? Anybody like to jump in on that one?
Start that off. I have the mic. All right. I think the biggest shift that's happening right now, there's a lot of regulatory changes. There's a lot of different things that are affecting the driver, and unfortunately, I think that it's up to us as the association to provide education, provide pathways, and I think that with us providing options and just being involved in assisting them with what's next as they're going through all these changes is what's going to kind of help them and with their comfort level as all of these things are rolling in today.
Yeah, and I'll jump in, Nicole, too. It's obviously the economy.
Yeah.
And, period.
You said it.
Yes.
Yeah. The economy.
I don't know what else to say about that, but that obviously is a problem that we're all facing and what we're all realizing in the day-to-day of our organizations and what we're doing with our jobs, and you're doing it in your own lives separate from trucking, but then you add in trucking and it just dives in a little bit more. So we have to think about that. We have to think about the regulatory and legislative activity, and so I think we've got opportunities to really look at that and focus on where that's going. And we at Women in Trucking, we're not a lobbying organization, but we pay very close attention to what is happening in Washington, D.C., and how we can affect change, how we should be listening to change. And those are all really important things. And so if you're not doing that, I would say do that. It's really important. And it's not about politics. It's not at all about politics. It's about just pay attention and what's happening there.
And playing your part. That's what I think we are all doing as leaders, is playing our part. And sometimes playing your part is just doing this, providing the education, providing some type of support, having the conversation. I think that's where it really starts too. So you don't feel like you're a crazy person. You're not the only one going through this. We're all going through it and we're in it together.
Yeah.
So I got to just tell you, I have a CDL license. I was required to have that to oversee the 3,000 drivers that I oversaw at UPS. But I want to encourage the women in the room to think about this, right? Mondays is just a Trina day. I spend my time empowering my mind. So I get on the Freight Show Live. There's webinars with Women in Trucking that we can participate in. And if you're not a member, I encourage you to be a member. I signed someone up right here at this conference. So I just encourage you to make sure that you are equipping yourself. You need those tools, you need the education, the knowledge to continue to thrive in this industry. And I got to tell you, I'm a next gen trucking. What they're doing for our next generation and even myself, right? It's just unstoppable. It's unmatched in this industry. Just go to the booth, talk to those high school students out there. They really are doing it the right way. But I just want to empower the women. If I'm going to tell you anything, stay cutting edge. Even though I'm retired and yeah, I'm a golfer now, I'm doing all these great things, because when you work hard, you play hard. You got to continue to make sure that you attend the workshops. I attended the workshop this morning. I don't smoke marijuana, but I went to the marijuana workshop. So if I'm consulting someone, I can have that conversation at the table. And so we want to make sure that we don't have any obstacles to stand in the way of us thriving in this industry. We just got to make sure that we show up at the table, we are knowledgeable about what's going on, and we stick together. The webinars, the Women in Trucking, the Next Gen Company, and whatever your organization that I'm finding out more about is, those are the networks that we just got to play in.
Absolutely. And I want to piggyback on what you just said. Your network is your network. Absolutely. All right? You can know everything that there is to know, right? Every encyclopedia in the world. But it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that is the importance of having associations in your corner. Being in rooms just like this. Being a part of these conversations. Knowing who the founders and the presidents of the associations are actively in the industry, pushing change. So I appreciate you highlighting that. Because a lot of people are like, no, I got my own business. Well, where you're part of an association that is batting for you to be better, stronger, faster, equipped to handle the changes in the industry that are taking place. That's where it's important. So thank you for your highlight. And thank you, ladies, for the contributions that you provide in our industry.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's funny, you have one conversation, you come to a conference like this, you have one conversation that, two conversations. You guys have done work for us, Women in Trucking. I mean, we're all connected here, but you have these conversations, and they're important, they add value, and you don't get that out of your office or, until you're here in the room. And so just encourage everybody, to be in the room.
Be in the room?
Yeah.
And I want to talk to the men in the room too, right? Thank you guys for showing up here today. Some of my greatest men. They pulled me along the way, made sure that I can stand in any circle that I was in. And so you showing up here today matters as well. And I don't want to make sure this is, because we always hear it's just such a girls' club. It's not. It's about community. It's about all of us thriving together.
Can I just say something though? This particular topic and how must leadership evolve to meet it? I think one of the things we all need to recognize is that the wave of people coming into trucking is vastly different than the wave leaving trucking. And the way they look at trucking, the way that they act in trucking, how they learn about trucking is vastly different. Even the expectations